It is now time to start building Karma version 1.5 or 2.0 or 2.5. I don't know what version or revision we're on with this car, but it's time to start getting going on it. We have Big Northwest in 2 weeks, which means I need to start cranking this stuff out. The flares were supposed to show up yesterday. They never did. They're still in transit. I don't know what the hell has been going on with that whole situation, but they're in transit. They departed Wisconsin yesterday, so they should be here hopefully by like Tuesday at the latest. But today we're gonna get going on the wrap stuff. So normally whenever I go to wrap a car, it takes me roughly 4 to 5 days. 4 to 5 days to completely wrap the car. Now with the flares coming in, I can't go ahead and wrap the entire car right now. There's only certain parts I can wrap because we're gonna have to cut some of it. Kyle's gonna have to go in there and weld some of it as well. So the fenders, I'm just not gonna wrap them. We can do the front bumper, the hood, the roof, the trunk, and the rear bumper, which are all some of the more annoying parts to do. So if we get all the annoying stuff out of the way now, it means we won't have to do them later. So today I need to spend a lot of time prepping the car for the wrap. If you guys have never prepped a car for a wrap, it's really annoying to do. You have to wash the car, clay bar the car, go over it with a wax and grease remover, remove any like decals or stickers on the car that you may have on there. Like there's some that come from the factory on here that I'm gonna have to remove and take off, then get all the adhesive off. A lengthy process. But before we get into like actually getting this thing prepped, I want to show you guys a couple things because there's a lot of stuff I did off camera yesterday that I started filming, but then I just got like off halfway through it and I kind of stopped. Karma once again does not work, but this time it was self-induced. So yesterday I went through and I removed the stock feed line for the fuel system and I converted everything over to -6 feed for the fuel system coming from the fuel tank all the way up to the front of the car. Now in doing so, I ran into a huge problem back. I'm not even gonna say it's a problem, but something that just seems nearly impossible to do. Matt's also getting some stuff done on Chewy, which is nice. I've got a -6 feed line coming out of the fuel tank, wrapping up, then going down over the saddle. There is no way in hell to get that fuel line to go underneath of the saddle to actually stay underneath the car. It's impossible. There just is not enough room in the back of this thing to be able to get it to go down there. So we have a new -6 feed goes down. I moved the fuel filter from the engine bay up underneath of the car. It's like somewhere over here. Then it runs up, then it follows the exact same path I did in the 17 STI and then comes out here. I left this line a little bit longer because I do want to be able to integrate this line into a Y fitting for the fuel system for the parallel setup. It's just, it has like that T fitting on there right now where you press the hose on, then you like squeeze the clamp on. Not a huge fan of that, so I'm just going to convert it all over to AN fittings. But I threw this fitting on there. It's a -6 AN to -6 ORB. I thought it was -6 AN to -6 AN. Went to prime the fuel system in the car and it literally like shot across the garage. Got Matt's car all covered in fuel. I think it got in your hatch too. Got up on the top of my hood, got all over my engine bay, got on the floor. Went literally everywhere. Matt, I do apologize for that. So with that out of the way, let's get this car. I have to push it right now since I can't start it or else it's gonna spray Matt with fuel again. So let me get the hood closed on this thing. Let's push it out. I'll get the bumper temporarily put back on as well. We'll get this thing washed. We'll get it clay barred. We'll get it wiped down with wax and grease remover. We'll start disassembly and let's wrap a car. So now that I've got the car washed, it's time to go over it with wax and grease remover. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna start disassembly first. So I'm gonna pull out the headlights, the tail lights. We'll start there. So I'm gonna go over the entire car with wax and grease remover. After that's done, we'll come up here, we'll take out the headlights. Once both headlights are out, we'll take out the hood scoop. We'll wrap the hood. We'll wrap the hood. I haven't really shown you guys the color outside of the box yet too. It's pretty good. It's like, you might like it. I don't know. Some of you are gonna hate it. I like it. So I've got the entire car wiped down with wax and grease remover at this point. You want to do that to get off any like wax protectant you have on there, ceramic coat, anything like that, because the wrap's just not going to stick to it all that well. This is the third car I've wrapped, so I've learned a couple things on the first two. You can definitely do this yourself if it's something you're considering. Just keep in mind it takes a little while. Typical cost to wrap your own car is roughly, if you don't have any of the tools, if you're buying the tools and the wrap, it's like right around like $900. So it's not a terrible cost to wrap your car. The results are they're pretty good if you take your time. So I've actually decided to hold off on wrapping it right this second. I'm gonna go ahead and start disassembling the car. The whole reason I'm holding off right now is there's still water in the car, and like nooks, crannies, crevices, things like that. So I want to make sure I get all that water out of there because the water is going to compromise the wrap and it's just not going to want to stick to the car. So while the car still air dries, I've been going through like with an air compressor and blowing out as much of it as I can. While it's drying, we're going to start disassembling. Mirrors are going to come off, hood scoop's going to come out, headlights, all that kind of stuff's going to end up coming off the car. So start tearing this thing apart and making it look like a shell with an engine. I can't start the car right now though, so I mean it's a shell. So I've started to get the car disassembled. I'm gonna do a little bit of wrapping. Here's the main color for the car. We're not gonna open that one yet because we're not gonna do that one yet. We're gonna start out with the roof. I'm just doing obsidian like gloss black. I think it's a metallic black. I don't know, it's in that tube back there. But so far, headlights are off, hood scoops out, little window wiper jet guys are off. These upper trim panels, I do want to point this out. If you guys ever plan on wrapping your own car, take these off, get compressed air and blow these out. These things were dirty, nasty, gross. Same with back here on this seal. This seal was supposed to be like sealed in with sealant, but it wasn't, so I'm gonna have to get a new piece of weather stripping and seal it in. It's no big deal, but you guys can see some of the dirt that's still back here. Like it was like that times, I don't know, like 60. Looks like Godzilla like pooped all over the roof and then it got like pushed into all the seams back here. So first up, we're gonna grab this black, we're gonna wrap the roof first. So before you ever go to wrap anything, blow it off with some compressed air. Everyone who says they don't have they can't get an air compressor, this little pancake one, I think I got for like 60 bucks at Lowe's. I think it's a Craftsman one. It's been doing great. I've been using that for like 2 years now. So we're gonna blow this off, we're gonna clean it with some isopropyl alcohol, and then wrap this thing. And then we'll wrap it. And then I'll show you guys this color and we'll wrap the hood because I do wanna see this color on this car. Roof wrapped, and I'm gonna be honest, you really can't tell the difference with the wrap on there, but the wrap does have a better finish to it than the actual paint does. The paint just looks old and dingy. The wrap has like a nice metallic flake in it. It's just hoomba. I don't even know what that means. So now we're gonna do the hood because I actually want to see what the color looks like on the car. So here's what we're going with here. It's like the closest I could find to Sonic Yellow. I'm actually excited for it. Some people think it's DeWalt yellow. Other people think it's Tonka truck yellow. I just think it's yellow. It's like a dark yellow. It's dark gloss yellow. So let's see what it looks like on the car. Let's get the hood prepped. Let's get it cleaned. Let's get a piece of vinyl cut and let's get it stretched over here and we'll start to envision what the yellow is going to look like. So I just got the hood done and I love it. I'm about it. I am about it. I actually really like this color and I'm so pumped that I actually decided to do this. Yo, it looks so much better than I thought it would, and all we've done so far is the hood. So you can see like in like shadow it's not as bright, but when it gets into the sun it gets bright and I love it. So I'm still debating on what I want to do with the hood scoop. I'm kind of leaning towards doing a hood scoop delete on this and doing like a mesh grill. I'm not entirely sure on that quite yet, but I'll put the hood scoop back on for the time being. I need to wrap the scoop. I'm going to do that later because I don't want to wrap any of the like the super tedious stuff right now. So far we have the hood wrapped and the roof. The roof is black, hood is yellow. You guys guys can kind of see the theme that I'm going for here. I would like to be able to do the fenders, but since we're going to be cutting these up, I am going to wait to do those because Kyle is going to have to weld on the fenders, and I don't want to have to rewrap fenders if I can avoid it. This door I could probably do because all we have to do is drill into the door, I think. Actually, you know what? I can do the door, so I might do the doors next. Actually, you know, I'm going to do the trunk next just to get the trunk out of the way because I'm going to have to take the wing off, and I don't really have anywhere to store the wing, so I'm going to get the wing off, wrap the trunk. Once the trunk is wrapped, get the wing back on, so that way this thing's just not like sitting around everywhere. I'll probably do the trunk in 2 pieces. I'll probably do a piece of knifeless tape right on the seam right here. So we'll do the bottom portion of the trunk first, and then the top portion of the trunk. I'm about it. I like it. So let's get this thing pushed forward a little bit. Let's get the trunk knocked out. After the trunk is knocked out, we might knock out a bumper or 2. Not entirely sure. For the most of the big stuff, we're gonna have to wait till after we get the flares in because we're gonna be doing a lot of cutting and welding, but I'm about that yellow. So I got the lower half of the trunk done. We got a taxi right now. This thing like gives me straight up taxi vibes. I love it. I might actually put in black vinyl taxi on the back of it. Can I legally do that? I have no idea. But anyway, so on to doing the top part of the trunk. The way that I always do trunks in 2 pieces because I never get a good, I just can't do trunks in 1 pieces. If you can do trunk in like 1 piece, you're much better than I am at wrapping. So I use this knifeless tape. I just run it along the seam of the old wrap right there. Once I have the new wrap laid on top, then you just cut it with a knifeless tape. I will like cut the time lapse when it comes time to actually do that, and I'll show you guys just how satisfying it is. But let's get the top half of the trunk wrapped. Get this thing looking even more like a taxi. I wanted to show you guys this because it's pretty satisfying. So we have our knifeless tape right here going across. Now as you can see, there's like this green little piece of tape with some yellow string in it. We got to get the yellow string out. It's kind of like fishing line, but it's not like fishing line. There we go. All right, so you get the little fishing line separated. You hold down the wrap right where it's about to cut and you yeet it, and then you just walk the piece of invisible tape through here, and then boop, and then look, check it out. Tell me that ain't fucking the smartest thing in the world. You can't, because it is. Normally whenever I do like 2-piece panels, I try to do the seam where the 2 pieces of vinyl meet on an edge, so that way they're not as noticeable. Because it's obviously gonna be noticeable. There's obviously 2 pieces to this, but when you do it on a body line, it helps to hide it a little bit more. But damn, I'm pretty happy with that. Taxi! Taxi! So I've got the trunk done, I got the wing put back on, I got the door or the trunk lock assembly put back in. I think I'm gonna jump up to the doors now. I'm trying to only do things that don't interfere with the flares because I don't know where I'm going to have to cut, and I don't want the wrap to get ruined when I do go to cut it. So I think we'll do the front driver's door up there. So I'm gonna go up there. We'll do the front driver's door and the front driver door mirror, just so that way we can get that reassembled back on the car. I'm actually making a lot more progress than I thought I would today. We have the roof done for the most part, the hood with the exception of the hood scoop, which I'll do later. I don't want to cut out little pieces of the vinyl because I know I'm gonna need that later. So I think I'm gonna knock out the doors. A lot of people like measure from the rear fender all the way up to be able to do doors and stuff like that, but whenever I tend to do that, it like somehow I always mess up, but I'll try it again this time to see if I can get it. So let me stretch a big piece of vinyl. Actually, let me disassemble both doors because I can just knock out both doors. Let me stretch it across, or let me disassemble the door cards, get the door handles out, then we'll stretch it across. One thing at a time, baby steps. So I got this door completely disassembled. I straight up sliced my finger on the little trim piece that runs right here, like this guy. Those things are sharp, and these doors suck to take apart. There's a 10 mil right there and right there on the inside, so you gotta like roll up the window a couple times, like up, down, up, down, up, down to be able to get to it. This trim panel pops off, but don't like slice your finger. For this little like triangle piece, there's like these 2 bolts right here on the outside, that one on the inside, then one farther down in there. It's pretty self-explanatory to get it out. The door handle, 10 out of 10, probably the worst part to get out. So Now that this door is stripped down, I'm gonna do this one door at a time, so I'm just gonna focus on wrapping this door first. We may do this one tonight, we may not, I don't know. My finger, like, is killing me. Like, I straight up cut myself, like, down to the bone. That shit hurt. So I got a little carried away with the door. I got the door itself wrapped. At some point the camera died, so I had to swap batteries, obviously. Door handles, still 10 out of 10. The worst part about wrapping any car, especially Subarus. Whoever designed the door latch on this can burn in hell. Well, I don't know who did it, but it sucks. So I got this door done. Yellow surround for the door handle. And then I decided to leave the handles black just to contrast a little bit with the yellow, so that way it's not like straight banana on one side. Because with the door handle black, we also wrapped the roof black. You can't really tell, but you guys saw me do it. And then we're going to be doing kind of what we did on the 17 STI. So down here on this lower body line, we're going to do a black stripe or black strip going across it. The side skirt is going to get wrapped yellow. We still got to pop that one off. I'll probably do the side skirts tomorrow, because we can do side skirts, front and rear door on both sides. We can't touch that fender yet because we have to cut that. We can't touch this fender yet because we have to cut that. So tomorrow, I think we try to knock out this door, the other two doors over here, this door and this door. This one's gonna suck because it has a keyhole in it. The keyholes suck to fanoodle with. I'll show you guys in a different video because that was my first time taking it apart. It's like playing Tetris inside of the door with the window down. It is the shittiest thing. I really do think that the yellow is a lot better than the black. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like the black. It's obsidian black. If it was black Java Pearl or Java Pearl black, I would have left it. But with just being obsidian black, like, the paint's so dull. Like, after I took off all of the ceramic coat on there, like, you guys can just see how dull the paint actually looks versus the wrap that actually looks like beautiful and like yellow and shiny. But I think this is where I'm going to call it for tonight. Also, watch out, the door will slice your finger if you don't get if you're not too careful with it. So that's all I got for you guys on this one. Pretty good, pretty successful day. We got the car prepped for wrap. We got it cleaned for like the most part. We got a lot of the disassembly done. We've gotten the hood, the trunk, this door done. Tomorrow, I'm aiming to get the other 3 doors done at minimum, and probably one of the bumpers. The bumpers always suck. Actually, no, I'm probably gonna focus on doing the bumpers tomorrow because I need help doing the bumpers. Pretty much takes 2 people to do the bumpers, so we'll probably focus on the bumpers tomorrow while Melanie and Matt are here. Even though Matt has dirty hands because he's doing all of his brakes right now. He's putting Brimbos on the Outback. And dirty little grimy fingerprints. So I'll probably knock out the bumpers tomorrow. Actually, you know what, we'll figure it. I don't know. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you like the new color, if you're digging the yellow, go ahead and hit that like button. Turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. But the color of the day is obviously yellow, because why? Like, that's just a given at this point. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be one of these corners, no idea which one I'll put it in quite yet, because it's always a surprise. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies.